A special report from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And good evening, everyone. We're following breaking news right now out of the Cook County Courthouse. A jury has returned a verdict in the trial of a man accused of killing an 11-year-old boy
and injuring his pregnant mother. Let's go live to the courthouse right now as State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke is responding to the verdict.
At the heart of this case is an 11-year-old boy who was murdered, and an 11-year-old boy who had a very, very bright future, who brought a lot of joy to people. And he has been murdered while he was defending his family. His mother was also a victim where she was stabbed 15 times, but she was probably more victimized by knowing her child had just been killed. That's not a good feeling, knowing that there is an 11-year-old boy who was killed. But the good feeling is that the system worked and justice was served tonight. So before I turn it over to the trial attorneys, I want to thank them for their incredible diligence. Any murder case is a difficult case. A murder of a child is emotionally charged, and there is a lot of pressure on that case. In addition to this, with a pro se defendant, not only were our state's attorneys charged with putting our own evidence out, but they were charged with making sure that the defendant's constitutional rights were also protected. Adding on to the difficulty of this case was there was a demand. Normally a murder trial with this many counts would take several years to be ready for trial. This team got this case ready for trial in less than a year. That's impressive. So I want to acknowledge the team that made all of this possible. Our trial team was Danny Hanachek, Stephanie Gersh, and Franca, and she made me practice her last name, so I think I got it, and Tignick, right? Deanne Tignick. And our investigators were Sergeant Jerry Murillo, Investigator Marcy Solis, and their entire team. Our victim witness advocate was Samantha O'Brien. We were also helped out by our assistants in appeals, Mike Zantara and Dan Piwovarchuk, and CPD's Detective Mike Carroll and his crew did a tremendous job on this case. So I am going to turn it over to Danny Hanachek, who did an outstanding job as lead trial attorney on this case.
Thank you. There's a few more people that we wanted to acknowledge. We had so much help in getting this together. A lot of different agencies and a lot of different people. And we wanted to just say some names of some people that really helped out. Along with Detective Carroll, the Chicago Police Department's Area Technology Center from Area 3 did incredible work on this case. And the SDSC unit tracking the defendant on the CTA to help solve the case did incredible work. Kara Stephenson, who's a liaison in our office to the ISP Crime Lab, was an incredible help in all of the work at the ISP Crime Lab that was rushed to get this ready for trial on time. We're thankful for as well. Also on a rush, FBI Special Agent Shayna Fisher did FBI work in doing cell phone mapping on this case, which was important. And IDOC Intelligence Officer Elisa Jackson, who was a huge help in the case and their entire intelligence unit. And our paralegals, Olivia Juca and Robert Williams, who were huge helps on the case as well. And also we need to thank our families being on trial for a month plus, working long forever hours and leaving them to fend for themselves while we were working long hours. We couldn't be more thankful to them as well.
Thanks, everyone. All right, the state's attorney and I should say the Cook County State's Attorney and her team just leaving the podium right there. Prosecutors, investigators, all people who were involved in getting to this verdict, a guilty verdict against Crosetti Brand. All counts he has been found guilty on tonight, including...
There were 17 counts.
Yeah, including a murder, first-degree murder, attempted murder, home invasion, and a whole range of them.
Aggravated domestic violence as well, and attempted first-degree murder as well.
That's right. So we have been following this for some time, this case, and it also is a case that involved changes to policy after the fact. That's how important this case was. It allowed for changes to the law so that people who maybe have an idea that someone who is about to be let out of prison is going to be a danger to them, they have a right to be informed about that, and that even if that person isn't out of jail just yet.
All right, 2 members of the Prison Review Board resign in the aftermath of this case. And in fact, this happened the day after Crosetti Brand was released from prison. And
That's
it was
right.
March of last year, and the day after he came to the home of a woman he had been dating on and off for several years. And according to prosecutors, he was waiting to commit this crime as she was getting her children together and getting them dressed to go to school in the morning. Lying in wait is what the prosecutors called.
Exactly. The family spoke a little bit earlier tonight, one of the uncles, and let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Feeling good, justice had been done. That's all we wanted was justice. We got it, so hey, we happy about it.
All right, that's an uncle there of Lataria Smith, who was the mother of Jayden Perkins, she was stabbed, her son was killed, and that's the reaction from the family right now. There's also other breaking news.
Yeah, we do have to talk about Jayden Perkins because the prosecutors called him a hero as he came to the aid of his mother as she was being attacked. She was 4 months pregnant a year ago, and he came to her aid to try to protect her. She had been stabbed 15 times, and he was stabbed once in the chest. And he was a gifted dancer, very talented, had a bright future ahead of him.
All issues that were mentioned by the Cook County State's Attorney. Also, let's take you over now. We also have a very breaking situation in Evanston right now, in North Suburban Evanston. Evanston Hospital right now is on lockdown.
Yeah, we have a crew on the way to that scene, and they're getting more information about what is happening in that area. We'll have all of this in a wrap-up coming up tonight after the NBA Game 1 finals right here on ABC 7. We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us for now.